All right, in this presentation, we are focusing on popular culture. What is it? What do you know about popular culture? Now, obviously, it has a very important word in it, popular, but we're going to go beyond than just what is currently trendy at the moment or what you can do to be better liked by others. So what is popular culture? It is a set of practices, beliefs, and objects that are prevalent in society, that are generally recognized by members of a society. And these are examples of things from popular culture. Popular culture often deals with brands, mass marketing, and mass production. And it's not necessarily just a product that someone uses. Some examples of popular culture include television and movies, which we would consider to be visual media, brands like clothing, makeup, cars, electronics, shopping, where do you go shopping, what do you buy, slang, words and phrases that are commonly used. And yes, popular culture and slang, it goes through different phases. Some words come in and out of popularity. Food, celebrities, songs and music, hobbies such as video games, sports, baking, cooking, crafts, and visual examples of popular culture such as memes, commercials, advertisements, and of course, visual art. Popular culture permeates the everyday lives of people in a given society. This is an example of popular culture from the 2000s, but this is an example of popular culture from South Korea. So popular culture does change depending on the culture and the country and the place that you are living. Popular culture, it was actually coined in the 19th century, used to be associated with the lower classes. The Industrial Revolution in Europe saw a rise in the popular and upper class having time to spend money on entertainment, like going to pubs or enjoying sports, right? These people had more leisure time. They didn't have to be working all the time. At the end of World War II, though, popular culture became associated with mass culture and consumerism. What are people buying? How are they spending their money? So pop. The term pop actually comes from the 1950s as in pop music. So we often think of like something with mass appeal, and popular is something that is popular regardless of its style. Popular culture has evolved over the years. If we look at the 1950s, which is when really popular culture took hold in America, television was the latest, greatest invention. Celebrities were being formed, such as Elvis Presley and Marilyn Monroe. The rise of the film star. Suddenly people were interested in the lives of these celebrities. And novels such as The Catcher in the Rye and Fahrenheit 451 were written as well. What was popular in terms of clothing? Poodle skirts and hula hoops. And the idea of the teenager was invented. Yes, there was this idea that there's this group of people in between being a little child and an adult, right? Teenagers actually started to have their own culture. In the 1960s, we saw the youth-driven culture due to the Vietnam War. Music and dance became very popular, such as rock and roll. Technology was changing, such as space exploration. We landed on the moon in 1969. Fashion changed, such as miniskirts and hairstyles, and the hippie lifestyle took hold. In the 1970s, we had a lot more activism about the environment and political issues. Music such as Pink Floyd, Stevie Wonder, Aerosmith, and Elton John were all of the rage. Television shows such as All in the Family and The Brady Bunch were popular. Star Wars came out in the 1970s, as well as Jaws. Punk rock really took hold. And with technology, we now had more of the invention of the personal computer and video games, where these things are actually being brought into the home. The 1980s was also an interesting time of popular culture. There were new television shows, but they were often remakes of old television shows. We had the invention of MTV with music videos. Madonna became a really big pop culture star. Fashion changed again. We had bigger hair and lots of neon colors. The arcade became the place to hang out, as well as the shopping mall and the food courts. Some popular movies from the 1980s include Back to the Future and E.T. The 1990s, this is when the internet really took took hold and started rising because now we had personal computers at home. You no longer had to go somewhere to use a computer. You had your own at home. Music changed. We had a lot more teen pop, gangster rap, electronic dance. Some popular films included Titanic and Jurassic Park. We have the TV shows Friends and X-Files. And in terms of things people were buying, Beanie Babies and Furbies were also a big thing. The 2000s popular culture. The internet is growing. It's accepted that everyone has a computer at home and we're all logging into the internet. You go to the internet now for information. You no longer go to the library for information. We had the rise of the pop stars. A lot more Hollywood gossip because we want to see what they're up to. Rap music was also evolving. A lot of books in the 2000s were being turned into movies, such as Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings. And then we have the 2010s. This is really the rise of social media and streaming services. We have apps on our phones, streaming services, which means you get to watch TVs and movies at any time you want. A lot of film and trilogy series were coming out, such as the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We had viral trends thanks to social media, such as the Harlem Shake and the Ice Bucket Challenge. Smartphones, everyone has one now. And in terms of activism, we had the hashtag #MeToo movement. So how have artists explored popular culture in their work? There was this art movement in the US called pop art. This emerged from the mid to late 1950s, and these are some examples of pop art. So pop art drew its inspiration from advertising, popular music, movies, and food products. This challenged the fine art traditions by incorporating imagery from popular culture. This here is a collage that used imagery from newspapers. These are some examples of sculptures. Some of them are older, some of them are newer, but they explore popular culture in various ways. So what are some aspects of popular culture, right? Think about what forms and or icons of popular culture do you identify with? And this is just a little list to get you started.